गणाना अन्त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जानुदघ्नीमुत्तर वेदीं खात्वा अपां पूरयति अपागुं सर्वत्वाय पुष्करपर्णगुं रुक्मं पुरुषमित्युपदधाति तपो वै पुष्करपर्णम् सत्यगुं रुक्मः अमृतं पुरुषः एतावद्वा अस्ति यावदेतत् यावदेवास्ति तदवरुन्धे कूर्ममुपदधाति अपामेव मेधमवरुन्धे अथो स्वर्गस्य लोकस्य समष्ट्यै आपमापामपः सर्वा आह अस्मादस्मादितो मुतः अग्निर्वायुश्च सूर्यश्च सहसञ्च स्करर्धिया इति वायवश्वा रश्मिपतयः लोकं पृणच्छिद्रं पृण यास्तिस्रः परमजाः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Offering our collective love at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri 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 Satya Sai Baba Varu. May we all be together. May we all be nourished together. May we all work together with great vigor. May our studies illumine our intellects. May we not conflict or contradict with each other. Let there be peace, peace, and peace. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Hari Om, Shalom, Sai Ram, Namaste, Inshallah. First of all, apologies. I have a very bad, I don't know what it is, some kind of allergy or bronchitis, I don't know. But we are looking at yesterday the Anuvakam related to the unbroken awareness or the integrated awareness that fills the gaps associated with not only the rituals and also the internal and external gaps. And that is Lokam Pruna. Chidram Pruna is the end of that. Lokam Pruna. Pruna means fill. Lokam Pruna means whatever gaps you see, fill the gaps. Chidram Pruna. Whatever are broken should be fixed. Lokam Chidram. Yah Tisraha Parama Jah. Then those three primordial powers or dimensions, they will be born out of supreme, highest supreme source. So what this really represents in our daily practice is that we have to keep on integrating and don't let create gaps in our own awareness, stream of awareness, which the corporate world calls for marketing purposes mindfulness. They use that word in a different way so that your mind is full of their selfish motives, not mindfulness for your benefit. These corporates, they run the personal development not to develop you personally so that you can work more for them. There is no there is no other motive beyond that. So mindfulness means make sure that your mind is full of your company all the time. Nothing else. But here the mindfulness is on the spiritual path. We often compartmentalize our growth, and when we compartmentalize it, when we dichotomize it, or even multi-chotomize it, dichotomy is personally my work and then there is other work. My work and then there is God's work. The moment you say, I can allot this much time for God and I can only do it on a Sunday morning when the center operates or Sunday afternoon when the center operates, rest of the time, I really don't have time for Swami. Only 1 hour, 2 hours in a week I can spare for him. Then what you created? You created two compartments. One is called the compartment of time for Swami, and there is a compartment of time for the rest of your selfish purposes. The moment that compartmentalization happens, then you create a gap. You create a gap in your awareness. Then it is not a seamless awareness. And then there is the other thing about your own individual mind related aspects about Chidra. Chidra means creating these leaks, the gaps. And how is that your total presence is destroyed by some memories that created hurt in you, some memories that created fissures in your head, some individuals, some instances, and all of those things create a leak in your awareness. So, Chidram Pruna, fill those fissures. Lokam Pruna. Lokam means what you see. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu doesn't mean may all the world, may all the beings in all the worlds have happiness and peace. That is totally, utterly flawed translation. English cannot do sometimes justice to what that mantra line or shlokam is conveying. How many worlds you have seen, and how many beings in the outside worlds you have seen to say, may all the beings in all the worlds have happiness and peace. Does that make any sense? How many worlds we have seen? Physically, how many worlds you have seen? Experientially, how many worlds you have seen? And the entire religion of Christianity is based on don't worry about this world, only worry about the heaven you go to. As somebody from Christianity went to heaven and came back and said, hey, I've been to heaven. It's so amazing, you know. I did XYZ, therefore I went to heaven. I came back. I made sure that there is a reservation for you also. Has anybody told you that? So don't live a life for some place in some other world, which is not even a concept. It's absolutely irrelevant. So lokam means your perceptions, what you see, what you visualize, that is lokam. Alokaye. Loka means to see. Loka, from the word loka came the English word look. Loka, look. So whatever you look, not only with physical eye, but also with your mind as perceptions, judgments, etc., those are your own world. You live in those worlds. Two people in the same room will be living in different worlds because they perceive the world very differently. So, how many worlds are there? For yourself, there are innumerable number of worlds because every perception creates your own world. And what you are saying with that mantra is samasta lokaha sukhino bhavantu means may they all be placed in a proper space. And therefore, when that happens, it is called sukha. Kha is space. Su is appropriately placed. Then you are placing all your perceptions in their right place. That is the meaning of the word samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. It actually does not mean may all the beings in all the worlds have happiness and peace. It doesn't mean that. Because there is nothing that is said in that line, other beings. May all the worlds have happiness, sukha. Where is peace in that line? There is no peace. Because everything you look is pieces. And it is not peace. So let them be in their proper place, aligned so that there is no gap created in your awareness. Lokam pruna, chidram pruna. Yastisraha paramajaha, paramajah. Then what happens? Everything, yastisraha. Tisraha means the three. What are the three? The three you can make in many, many ways. The three states of mind, the three states of existence, gross, subtle, and causal. The three, as in time, the past, present, and the future, they will all be born in ultimate awareness. And therefore, you are always in peace, in love. Then the mantra continues. Let's go to the next mantra. Indra Ghoshavo Vasubhireva Hyeveti.
इन्द्रघोषावो वसुभिरेव
Oh,
ह्ये
sorry, 1 second. What is happening? 1 second. 1 second. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Then.
Okay,
Okay.
please repeat. In Indra Ghoshavo Vasubhirev Hyeveti.
इन्द्रघोषावो वसुभिरेव ह्येवेति इन्द्र
One,
इन्द्रघोषावो वसुभिरेव ह्येवेति.
my God, did you get contaminated from my cold or did I get contaminated from your cold? What is happening?
I don't know.
Uh, allergies.
Allergies, yeah.
Um, okay. Indra Ghoshavo. Where is Indra Ghoshavo? Vasubhiriva Hyeveti. Panchachitaya.
पंच
Panchachitaya Upadadhati.
पञ्चचितय उपदधाति. पञ्चचितय उपदधाति.
Panktognihi.
पाङ्क्तोऽग्निः. पाङ्क्तोऽग्निः.
Is it? Yeah, it is Panktognihi. Okay. Yava Yavanevagnihi
यावानेवाग्निः. यावानेवाग्निः.
Tanchinute.
तञ्चिनुते. तञ्चिनुते.
Hmm. ॐ इन्द्रघोषा वो वसुभिरेव ह्येवेति
ॐ इन्द्रघो इन्द्रघोषावो वसुभिरेव ह्येवेति. इन्द्रघोषावो वसुभिरेव ह्येवेति.
पञ्चचित् पञ्चचितय उपदधाति
पञ्चचितय उपदधाति. पञ्चचितय उपदधाति.
पाक्तोऽग्निः
पाङ्क्तोऽग्निः. पाङ्क्तोऽग्निः.
यावानेवाग्निः
यावानेवाग्निः. यावानेवाग्निः.
तञ्चिनुते
तञ्चिनुते. तञ्चिनुते.
इन्द्रघोषा वो वसुभिरेव ह्येवेति पञ्चचितय उपदधाति पाङ्क्तोऽग्निः यावानेवाग्निः तञ्चिनुते
इन्द्रघोषावो वसुभिरेव ह्येवेति. पञ्चचितय उपदधाति. पाङ्क्तोऽग्निः. यावानेवाग्निः तञ्चिनुते.
Okay, in this, the first statement in the second Yajus is saying, Indra Ghoshaha Vaha Vasubhihi Eva Hi Eva Iti. That is the one aspect. That's one. That's where the mantra is ending. Actually, the Panchachitaya is the next set of mantra. Wherever there is iti, iti means full stop. Indra Ghoshavaha Vasubhihi Eva Hi Eva Iti. Where did you learn this mantra? Huh? We already learned this mantra.
इन्द्रघोष आगच्छ मेधातिथेः
No. Exactly. Indra Ghoshavo. Indra Ghosha. No, not that mantra. Don't remember? 74th mantra. Indra Ghoshavo Vasubhif Purastadupadadhatam Manoja Vasovaha Pitrubhir Dakshinata Upadadhatam. So the previous ritual, the Indra Ghosha mantra was invoked. Indra Ghoshavo Vasubhihi Purastadupadadhatam. So they placed the brick on the east side. Purastadupadadhatam. Manoja Vasovaha Pitrubhihi Dakshinata Upadadhatam. That is the mantra I am talking about. And I already explained that mantra in detail when we go back to that. Basically saying that the Indra Ghosha forces are present for you along with the Vasus. That is what is the mantra is saying. Indra Ghosha. The cosmic forces named Indra Ghosha. Vaha for you. Vasubhihi along with the Vasus. Eva indeed he. Eva iti. They are there for you. This is because it is truly so. Eva hi, eva iti means confirmation. What it is saying is the significance of that mantra is that when these ishtakas are being placed, ishtakas is the water bricks are being placed in the 5 directions after that mantra pushpam chant. The water bricks were being placed at different places in the altar, and the Indra Ghosha Vasubhihi Paschadupadatam, those mantras were chanted. Indra Ghosha. Indra Ghosha here does not mean the crying of Puranic Indra. Ghosha means supreme vibration, the call. It's called Veda Ghosha. It's like the ocean's waves, that how they come, Samudra Ghosha, Sagara Ghosha they call it. So this the sound that is produced by an ocean is like a beautiful resonating. If you sit at the ocean and you pay attention to it, how the waves come and they go, and the incredible sound that is produced by the water. It calms, it soothes the mind. And this Indra Ghosha is exactly like that. When the beautiful call of the Lord happens, and when you are inspired by this call of the Lord, the Indra, Vasubhihi means all the natural forces will align with you to execute that call of the Lord. This is the very important thing to understand. Indra Ghosha Vaha Vasubhihi Eva Hi Eva Iti. So I think it's an affirmative statement. When you are inspired by the call of the Lord, Indra Ghosha, for sure everything around you organizes itself so that that will be executed. And this particular mantra is also invoked during the Soma rituals, Agnistoma and other kind of rituals, little bit variations in the meaning. Indra Ghoshastva Vasubhif Purastad Pantu Manojavasa. Same thing, same mantras that we have Taittiriya Samhita. There is also mantras like this in Vajasaneyi Samhita when they do the rituals associated with the Soma Yajna. What it is saying is the Indra Ghoshas along with the Vasus are there to protect you for sure. And in the ritual practices of Soma Yaga, they also are protection mantras by invoking the sovereign cosmic sound or the voice of this supreme witness consciousness called Indra. The Yajamana, the sacrificer, seals the sacred workspace from all kind of evil forces. It also means that you guard your inner awareness from all dissipation through worldly distractions and ensuring that this nectar of this incredible Amruta Dhara Astoka Plutamekamisha Manisham, that deep meditation is perfectly secured as the flow of consciousness from the tip to the toe. That is what is Indra Ghosha. It symbolizes the awakening, the sovereign command of the divine, which guides and commands the elemental forces of all the nature within you and outside of you into perfect alignment so that his work gets done. This is not simply talking, huh? This is experience. This is not simply translating some mantra like this. It's experience. When the divine will works through you, you will be astonished how everything around you organizes itself. And you will be looking at it and saying, I didn't think of that. How did that person get this idea to do this? I did not tell him that. I did not ask this to happen. There's nothing there, because then what it is happening is it's the dream of the cosmic mind in which you are a part. That is the inner meaning of that Indra Ghosha Vasubhihi. Then, from a ritual point of view, by placing these bricks with this specific formula, what the Adharyu or the spiritual seeker consciously anchors the chaotic flowing of the currents of mind into a sacred, unshakable flow of consciousness, and therefore the concluding affirmation, Eva hi Eva, thus indeed this serves as a definitive declaration that this inner spiritual alignment perfectly matches the immutable laws of the microcosm. It's a beautiful way of expressing that. Are you all with me? Huh? Am I talking to myself? Hello, Sairam, please. Am I talking to myself mostly? Looks like it, huh?
No,
Eda,
no, no.
you're following?
Following.
Yeah. And anything that causes discrepancy in that totality, this is the dhyana shloka of the Rudram. Apatala nabhastalanta bhuvanat brahmandam avisphurat. Avisphurat. It manifests right in front of you. It's like you are in that, and that light is going from the bottom of the stratosphere all the way. 14 levels it is occupying from apatala nabhasthala. Apatala nabhasthala. There are 14 stratospheres in that. Bhuvanat, Brahmandam, Avisphurat. How it appears? Jyoti, like light. Sphatika, crystal. Linga, in the shape of a ellipsoidal. Mauli Vilasat, with a beautiful moon adorned on the top of it. Purna Indru, Mauli Vilasat Purna Indu, full moon present. Vanta Amrutai, Amruta Dhara. The divine elixir will start from that place of that Nabhasthala, and it starts dripping through your entire system, drenching you in this flow of incredible love. That is Amrutadhara. How it happens? Astoka Plutam, Astokam, Aplutam, Ekam, Isham, Anisham. Have you ever paid attention to the Jhana Shloka of daily chanting, collective chanting? Have you meditated upon the meditative shlokas? Or are you simply just chanting those? Uncle is chanting. Apatananavastalantaphorat brahmandamavisprat jyotisphatikaliঙ্গமௌளிவிலசத்பூர்ணேந்துவாந்தாமிருதைः अस्तोकाप्लुतमेकमीशमनिशं रुद्र अनुवाकाञ्जपेत् ध्यायेत् ईप्सितसिद्धये ध्रुवपदं विप्रः अभिषिञ्चः शिवम्. That is the Jhana Shloka, first Jhana Shloka. When you chant this Rudram, Rudra Anuvakanjapet, Japa, and chanting together, then you will invoke this Indra Ghosha. Indra Ghosha will happen. It's like a Ghosha. When you are chanting Veda, you should not be chanting like putting it on, some kind of a cruise control, and then you are not even chanting, you are just listening most of the time. Indra Ghoshaha. There is so much to unpack in that. Then the ritual starts. The 5 layers and the 5 fires. Please bring up the mantra. Panchachitaya. Panchachitayaha. Pancha means 5. Chitayaha means layers. Upadadhati are placed. 5 layers are placed. And these 5 layers are placed. Panktaha Agnihi. Panktaha means the 5-fold. Agnihi means the fire. Then Yavan, as vast as, Eva, indeed, is this Agni, the fire. Tam, that is what is built, Chinute, or worshipped. So what is the Adharyu or the conductor of the ritual is doing? Now back to ritual. But this ritual is preceded by this call by the Lord, Indra Ghoshavaha. So inspired by the call of this Lord, this Adharyu is now placing 5 layers, and that 5 layers, the fire altar is built as 5-fold fire altar, and that 5-fold altar is the Tanchinute, is what is worshipped. So here, the 5 layers that are already established are, if you look back at the ritual, you see how the ritual helps is it focuses the mind on the action in hand. You understand? When you are doing the ritual, when you are doing the abhishekam, while chanting, the body, the mind, and the senses all are engaged in action together. So the 5 layers that are established are, there is a knee-deep pit, Janudagnim. Then there is a gulpa, that is ankle depth of water. Then there is the third layer, lotus leaves, stalks and flowers. Then the fourth one is the water bricks. Then there is the fifth one, that is again putting the lotus leaves, stalks and flowers, or putting the fire on the top of it, and that is what is called the 5 layers, Panchachitayaha. And this outer act of stacking the 5 layers of bricks, how does that relate to now this? I was only telling yesterday somebody, one part is focusing on the outer ritual, if you can. But this Arunaketuka Agni and Arunaketuka China, nobody does. It is not a yajna practice that is prevalent or existing. So what do you do with this mantra? You have to do your antar yajna, not bahir yajna, but antar yajna. So therefore, spiritually, the 5-fold fire represent our ability to fill the awareness in the Pancha Koshas. And the fire there representing the Pancha Pranas, the 5 Koshas, the sheaths, are the 5 layers. Now if I ask somebody, what are the 5 layers? They'll immediately tell the Sanskritam names. Very beautifully, they will articulate what are all the Sanskritam names. Pancha Koshas. I am sure somebody in this group will tell what are all the Panchakoshas fluently. What are the
Annamaya Kosa, Pranamaya Kosa, Manomaya Kosa, Anandamaya Kosa. Sorry, Vijnanamaya Kosa, Anandamaya Kosa.
English lo cheppandi.
English lo నేను చెప్పలేకపోతున్నాను సార్. తెలుగులో
No, that's why I said in Sanskritam they will very fluently articulate. What are the 6 enemies if I ask? Kamakrodha Lobha Mohamad Matsarya. Pata 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 pata, they say. I tell them, okay, tell the same in English, in the same speed. Same speed, tell them in English, so that other people can understand. Whatever. Can you tell Kamakrodha Lobha Mohamad Matsarya in English in that speed? That means it has not sunk into you. It has not really gotten into you. These are words you have been hearing since your childhood. You are programmed with these words, brainwashed with these words, and therefore those words remain in you, but you have no awareness or connectivity to those words. Annamaya representing the gross that is consumed, then the life force which is subtle, then there is the thought that is subtler, then there is the memory that is even subtler than that, and the bliss that is the ultimate and the subtlest. How do you connect to this in daily life? Okay, we'll take it up if time permits at the end of the class. So therefore, this 5 sheaths or layers as described above for the Antaryajna or the Panchachitaya, and the Panktognihi, the 5-fold fire representing the Pancha Pranas, then you are not constructing a physical structure. You are actually experiencing the totality of the divine force, Yava Neva Agnihi. So integrate all of this ensures an unrestrained awakening of the inner cosmic force. And what are the 5 types of fire external ritual? Ahavaniya, Garhapatya, Dakshina, Sabhya, Avasatya. Those are the 5 types of the outer Agnis, fires that are established. Garhapatya, very simply put, means the house holder's fire. You are using fire only now to cook or heat. And then Ahavaniya is the fire in which you place offerings for the devas to pay your debt to them. Then the same fire established to offer your gratitude to the ancestors is what is called Dakshinagni. And a fire that is located for the sake of everyone is like a dhuni that is present in Shirdi. And that is what is called Sabhya. And then there is the domestic fire that is created when a guest comes to the home, that is related to the 5th type of Agni. But these are created for householders to follow dharma. And our dharma is to take care of our individual needs, paying gratitude to the divine, paying gratitude to our ancestors, paying gratitude to the community, paying gratitude to other beings that exist as your guests. Guests here does not mean a man entering or a woman entering. No. Right now, a bird is sitting at the window looking. That is my guest. What do I need to do? Put a cup of water outside and put some rangoli with the rice flour so that these ants come and eat. You understand? Are we all on the same page? How beautiful Sanatana Dharma is. Nothing that is said is wasted or useless. Every single mantra, every single aspect of what we study is born in ultimate spiritual practice. It is all practical spirituality. Then coming back to this ritual, lokam pranaya dvitiyamupadadhati
Lokam pranaya dvitiyamupadadhati.
panchapada vai virat.
Panchapada Panchapada vai virat. Panchapada vai virat.
Tasyava iyam padaha.
Tasyava iyam padaha. Tasyava iyam padaha.
Antariksham padaha.
Antariksham padaha. Antariksham padaha.
Dyauf padaha.
Dyauf padaha. Dyauf padaha.
Parorajaf padaha.
Dishaf
Dishaf padaha.
Dishaf padaha. Dishaf padaha.
Parorajaf padaha.
Parorajaf padaha. Parorajaf padaha.
Lokam pranaya dvitiyamupadadhati.
Lokam pranaya dvitiyamupadadhati. Lokam pranaya dvitiyamupadadhati.
Panchapada vai virat.
Panchapada vai virat. Panchapada vai virat.
Tasyava iyam padaha.
Tasya va iyam padaha. Tasya va iyam padaha.
Antariksham padaha.
Antariksham padaha. Antariksham padaha.
Jauh padaha.
Dyauh padaha. Dyauh padaha.
Dishaf padaha.
Dishaf padaha. Dishaf padaha.
Parorajaf padaha.
Parorajaf padaha. Parorajaf padaha.
What an amazing mantra. My God. See, there are two bricks that were placed before. One to fill the gaps between the bricks, that's called Lokam Pruna. And the second brick that is placed is called Chidram Pruna. What they are talking about now is this Lokam Pruna means what, sir? How am I Lokam Prunaya with that brick that is filling the space? Dvitiyamupadadhati, that is the second one that is used or placed. That second one represents this fivefold manifestation of the divine. The five, now Panktogni, now this is like Trivikrama, Tisrah Pararaja, that beautiful Trivikrama. Now they're talking about the five koshas. Then they're talking about the five vital forces as in the prana. Now that is about individual level. What happened at the absolute level? At the absolute level, then there are also five pada. What are those five that are panchapada? And those panchapada, why Virat? This Virat Purusha, the cosmic being, is five-footed. Panchapada vai Virat. Panchapada vai Virat. Virat means Virajo Adhipurushaka Sajato Atyarichata. Purusha Suktam you are chanting. That Purusha Suktam is all about Virat Purusha. That Virat is manifested at five levels. Panchapada. What are those Panchapada? Tasyava, for him. Iyam Padaha. This earth is one foot. Antariksha is another foot. Foot means level, step. Here Pada means step also. Dyauh is the third. Disha is the fourth. Ultimate Paroraja Padaha. That which is beyond any movement. Raja also means that. Complete stillness. Beyond all of the above four are the five levels of manifestation. So this omnipresent cosmic being Virat is now what is worshipped in that first brick called Lokam Pruna. Where did you learn this mantra?
Subramanya.
Ah, very good. What did we say in Subramanya?
Sasi Subramanya.
Ah, now you have to pull it up.
Tasyaste Prithvi Padaha.
Ah, Tasyaste Prithvi Padaha Antariksham Padaha. Yes.
Yauf Padaha.
Sakhyate Mayosham Sakhyan me Mayoshtaha Sasi Subramhanye Tasya Aste Prithvi Padaha Sasi Subramhanye Tasya Astentariksham Padaka Sasi Sub. That is the mantra. Parorajaste Panchamaf Padaha Sana Ishamurjan Dukshvateja Indriyam Brahmavarchasamannadhyam Vivimetva Payasvatim Devanan Dhenum Sudugha Manapaspurantim Indras Somam Pibatu Kshemo Astunaha. That is the Sasi Subramanya Suktam mantras that so much we have learnt in this Aruna Prashna. Yeah, there you go, he pulled it up. Sasi Subramanye. So this Virat Purusha is who is now invoked at these 5 steps or the 5 levels, and that is who is now worshipped. Okay, next mantra, and then we'll Virajyeva Pratitishthati.
विराज्येव प्रतितिष्ठति विराज्येव प्रतितिष्ठति
Ya etamagnincinute.
य एतमग्निं चिनुते य एतमग्निं चिनुते
Ya uchainamevam veda.
य उच्चैनमेवं वेद य उच्चैनमेवं वेद
Virajyeva pratitishthati.
वीराज्येव प्रतितिष्ठति वीराज्येव प्रतितिष्ठति
Ya etamagnincinute.
य
Ya etamagnincinute.
य एतमग्निं चिनुते य एतमग्निं चिनुते
Ya uchainamevam veda.
य उ य उच्चैनमेवं वेद य उच्चैनमेवं वेद
Virajyeva pratitishthati. Ya etamagnincinute. Ya uchainamevam veda.
विराज्येव प्रतितिष्ठति य एतमग्निं चिनुते य उच्चैनमेवं वेद
You want to chant one more time, please? Go.
Okay. विराज्येव प्रतितिष्ठति य एतमग्निं चिनुते य उच्चैनमेवं वेद.
Very good. So as I mentioned, that is how the Virat Purusha is established. The fivefold mapping of that Virat is nothing but integrating the physical body as the earth, the vital breath within you as the atmosphere, the mind as the world up above, the radiating senses as the directions, and the supreme unmanifest total awareness as the divine principle as the Paro Raja. The concluding is the blessing that says, yeah, Uchainamevam Veda, whoever knows it does. The one who is aware of worship like this, ya, yaha, cha, enam, evam, Veda. The one who is worshipping thus with this awareness. That means you don't need to physically build an altar. Deho devalaya prokto, jivo devassanatanaha, tyajed ajnana nirmalyam, soham bhavena pujayet. This antaryagya that you are doing is the altar is already built. And so by establishing this continuous unfragmented meditative awareness across all the 5 dimensions of the existence, you achieve the exact same sovereign state of that supreme Virat Purusha Pratishtha. That is what is it? Virajyeva Pratitishtati. Pratitishtati. Tishtati means stably placed. You are placed stably in that entirety of cosmic awareness that was being invoked. Thus concludes the 25th Anuvaka of Aruna Prashna. Peace be to all of us and grace from Bhagavan. And next week, you all know that there is Maharudrabhishekam on Saturday. And I don't know how many of you have even paid attention to this, but I will. Can you please bring up your MySSS sadhana? This thing, Shyama, on the screen, MySSS sadhana. Type myssssadhana.web.app, please. Yeah, not that MySSS sadhana. No, yeah, type okay. .web.app. Okay, now you see on the top that says monthly collective sadhana. Huh? Click, yeah. Now you have not filled any of these columns, right? Yes. Okay, there you go. I just want to pull a practical example of how it works. 99% of you have not even paid attention that we have to join this monthly Maharudram, and then this will help us decide locations and then communicate which locations the offering is going to happen. So for that, if you kindly take a minute, go through that. This doesn't apply to the non-Ritviks. You don't need to worry about it. But if you are a non-Ritvik, I don't know if this will pop up. Yes. So you see, there are only 3 months of sadhana. There is June, July, August. 3 months of sadhana. 3 Maharudrams and 3 Devi Mahatyam Parayanas. So take a minute and then just fill this thing so that we will plan for Maharudram. Okay, man. Okay, he's very quick. Yeah, he said, just joined on the Zoom. I'm done, man. I'm done. Okay. He showed you how to fill it. And some people are having, my streak is not recorded, getting recorded, all of that stuff. Sairam, I keep asking. He says there is no problem with the app. Yes, people are just getting used to it, and that's all it is about it. So, yeah. So that's pretty much what I wanted to share about community. Oh, yeah. Okay. You're looking at how many people chanted Chandi and Ganapati so far, and I hope all of you are joining doing your personal japam and also doing the collective sadhana, joining the sessions. Okay, Sairam. Let's pause here. Any questions, comments, insights?
Cool. We said if we had time, we would talk about how to connect to the 5 sheets. 5 sheets.
The 5 sheets. What are they in
The
English?
the gross,
Mm.
and then the gross, and then the vital forces.
Mm-hmm.
Gross vital forces. Then the mind, the thought, the mind, the thoughts, mind, and then
Mm-hmm.
the not the intellect, the what, intellect, the subtler than the thoughts, the intellect, I think, and
Subtler
then
than thought is what? Subtler than thought is what?
memory, intellect,
Mm-hmm. Okay,
memory,
memory and knowledge or wisdom.
knowledge.
Okay.
And then
Mm-hmm.
it's the most subtle, the bliss. But I don't
The
understand
may
what
the
bliss is. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't understand what the bliss. That's a
I
very
can say.
honest statement. Yes, very honest statement. Me neither, but I can only talk about it. Yes. Okay. Now, how do we connect to this practically? What is gross is what is consumed. Yes. So, for example, you eat food. Yes, choo-choo train is going very well. That's my grandson trying to tell me the train is taking off, so I need to get onto the train now. Okay. Okay. So everybody has their own priorities. Sorry about that. So when you eat food, what happened? Can you go through the process of eating food? You ate something that is gross on your plate. What happened next to that food? It got converted into something subtle called nutrients. And for those that are biochemists or nutritionists, it's broken down into simple molecules called fatty acids, sugars, amino acids, and other nutrients that are present in the food. It became a little subtler, and those that then get absorbed into the bloodstream, then that is taken into your brain, and that gives you the vitality, the energy, and then it goes to the brain, and whatever food you eat will get trigger the same kinds of thoughts. And then you have this memory about this beautiful mango that is from Nujividu that is absolutely phenomenal. The only reason to go to Andhra Pradesh in summer, there is that memory associated with that beautiful juicy mango. You don't even have to eat it, but you think of it, then there is water right now happening in your tongue. You have not even eaten the food. So what happened? There is a memory associated with that. And when you are in that memory, even though the food is not there, oh my God, what a bliss to eat a Nujividu rasam in Andhra, especially when you go to somebody's house. In a hot summer, you don't care about summer. Only purpose is to have that bliss of eating Nujividu rasam. This is very simply put explaining Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya koshas. Simply put, now some Vedantins like, great Vedantins and scholars like Palaparthi Sharma garu may have more complicated explanations about it.
No, sir. I have no concrete explanation. Kindly, what you call, bless me. Okay, sir. I have only
Yes.
limited knowledge. And I
No,
want
no.
to get.
No, what happens is everything that you cannot practically relate to, at least with some examples so that you can get some perception around it, remains very simply as knowledge that is unusable. Unless you have the ability to connect to it perceptively, that knowledge becomes useless. Now, are you connected to this example through? What's your favorite? Oh, for Malaysians, it will be what, dragon fruit? What will be the Malaysian Dania? What is your favorite fruit, Dania? Okay.
Durian.
Durian, yeah, man. You see, that is a most interesting example I found when I traveled to, Southeast Asia. I cannot even tolerate the smell of the durian. It will trigger for me amazing negative response. But this durian in Malaysia, they drool over it. That's why it's called durian, I guess. They drool. Yeah. How is that possible? That one fruit that triggers such a negative response in one person will cause bliss for another.
I used to be that person, uncle.
Yeah. Yes, durian. My God, durian. Unbelievable. So what happened was Bhagavan Ramakrishna very beautifully has a parable about this. Once upon a time, these fishermen, and they went to collect the fish in the ocean. And when they were returning from the ocean, there was a huge storm. And they had to stop at a house to take shelter. And then what happened was that house of the person they knocked the door at happens to be a person who sells jasmine flowers. And so what happened was that person kindly invited them and asked them to take rest in the house. And this smell of the jasmine flowers for these fishermen people was unbearable. They could not even tolerate it. They were sneezing. They were like, my God, what is this horrible smell of jasmine flowers? They could not sleep. Then what they had to do was put their baskets in which they carry the fish on the top of their heads so that they can sleep peacefully with the smell of the fish, which they are very used to. You follow the parable?
Yes. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
famous.
It's famous. Okay, very good. So any questions on the koshas?
The koshas explained very well. That's koshas is okay. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Anandamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. But what exactly the Harunaketuka Chaina, when we have come up to this level, is basically it is Antaryajna only. There is no other rituals which are generally performed. It is basically an Antaryajna only throughout.
No. In the yajna, when they are doing, this is the second pit, and they are continuing the same kind of ritual. And the next set of 26th Anuvaka will now bring back into the ritual, so that they are actually doing the ritual. But for us, practically, there is no physical ritual with this Arunaketu Chaina, because there are not even many scholars who actually understand all the intricacies associated with it, and it is very much a lost practice, so much to say. Just like the Agnistoma, Atiratra, those are yajnas that are very rarely performed. And Atiratra yajna, they have to do it, they have to prepare for more than 3 to 4 years, because they carve the wood to make everything from fresh wood, all the utensils and everything that you will see in the यद्मश्च मे बर्हिश्च मे वेदिश्च मे धिष्ण्याश्च मे शुचश्च मे चमसाश्च मे ग्रावाणश्च मे उपरवाश्च मे अधिशवणे च मे द्रोणकलशश्च मे वायुव्यानि च मे पूतभृच्च माधवनीयश्च मे आग्नेध्रञ्च मे हविर्धानञ्च मे ग्रहाश्च मे सदश्च मे पुरोडाशाश्च मे पचताश्च मे भृतश्च मे स्वगाकारश्च मे. All these are vessels that are described, most of them in that chamakam, that are physically made with carving the wood for Atiratra Yajna. It takes more than 3-4 years and very rarely performed, I believe mostly in Kerala nowadays. So now you see, how do we perform Atiratra Yajna? How much training is required, and there are multiple things. It's a very beautiful yajna to actually watch, and in which they also do that, what is that thing, that lighting, what we studied when we talked about the rainbow business.
Sapravargya.
Hmm.
Pravargya yajna.
Pravargya. Sapravargya is not Pravargya. So when you ask people, they say, they add the sa to the rishi also. They say, what's your gotram? They say Kasyapa sa. They say it's not, the sa has to go to gotram, not to the rishi. So you have to say, what is your gotram? You have to say only the rishi Kasyapa. Then you say sagotram, like that. Sapravargya is no, Pravargya is the ritual. Okay, Sairam.
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
recollecting that
Yeah,
mantra.
yeah, recollecting the mantra. Yes, I understand. Okay. Any more questions?
So Anna Sairam,
Hmm.
two things. One is a request and one was an observation. The request is that we want to know how did the Indra Ghosha of my SSS Swami inspired. So if you'd like to share, that's one. The second thing is, as brother pulled that Subramanye, that actually is part of the Taitya Brahmana Achidram. It's what
Achidram.
so that whole Subramanye itself is it's a way to
Very
fill that gap, whatever. That's how.
understood. Yeah, beautiful. You remember you asked me the question, Anna, what does Achidram mean? You asked that?
Yes, correct.
Yes. Yeah, he asked me one. That's called, it's called Taitriya Brahmana Achidram. That is the mantra that's called. Now you made the connection. No? Chidram Pruna. This Virat Purusha is Achidram, that is manifested at 5 levels without any interruption in awareness. We should not look at as Prithvi Padaha means one step is this, second step is like the third step. No, not like that. It's a continuity of awareness, which is Apatala Nabhastalanta Bhuvanat Brahmanda Mavisphurat. Now you see, everything that is described is connected in that Achidram, unbroken awareness, right? Unbroken awareness. Okay, Sairam. And then what was the question? The my SSS, how it got in, how the inspiration came?
The Indra Ghosha of my SSS.
Indra Ghosha of Bhagavan. Want to say hi to everybody, Ra? Cheppu andarki Sairam. Hey. Okay. So this what is yeah, Tata is in the class. He'll be done in 5 minutes. Okay. You can listen. Okay. So I think these things happen because fundamentally the fundamental thing is God gets moved by the love and the devotion of the devotees only. Swabhaktechaya manusham darshantam. He doesn't even have a form to begin with. He appears as the human because of the prayers of the devotees. That's all it is. So inspiration is so many people learning Devi Mahatyam. So what should we say? When we started the Devi Mahatyam, this thing, there was no intention of any Sahasra Chandi, nothing like that. I think Swami got moved by what a love and devotion these people have to learn and practice this Devi Mahatyam. Literally hundreds of them joining for the last how many months? 5 months, ma Swati. How many months we started now?
Yeah, I think January we started. No?
January
January. So
19th, around 19th.
yeah. So this is six months. We are coming to 6 months of unbroken awareness, achidram. Okay. And it is continuing. And that is what moves God. And then after it happens, you understand there is this incredible thing that's already planned. I just happen to be just a part of it. And he just is giving us the opportunity to be part of what he has already planned. How he has already planned, it's this. I think I shared this in one of the classes. Maybe I don't remember now what I talk where. It's one unbroken consciousness. I can't remember. So this Puttaparthi, this incredible investment that has happened with thousands of crores of defense project in Puttaparthi. And then there is this immediately a week or after that, there was another announcement that similar project is starting in Shirdi. And that night I was like, I went to bed saying that Swami, I don't know what is happening here. I'm sure it is your will, but why is Shirdi and Puttaparthi chosen for this defense projects? Why can't they choose another Shakti temple? No, why why can't they choose Tirupati? Why did they not choose some other places out of all the places? Why Puttaparthi and Shirdi are chosen and two different governments completely unrelated? What's the connection of these to Sai Baba? Will they affect the sanctity of the places as spiritual place? These were all the questions I went to bed with. Swami, the next day morning, he came in my dream and he said, my SSS. I was like, what? What is my SSS? What is he saying? Then he said, Bangaru, my SSS, Shiva Shakti Sahasra Chandi, Bhakti is now transformed into Shakti, he said. Bhakti is now getting transformed into Shakti, the power. And that universal power is going to transform. So the inspiration for this Sahasra Chandi is to invoke the feminine aspect of the divine consciousness with as Chandi to remove the dharma. That is the inspiration behind it. That's what he willed. Okay. And then of course, this is centennial year. And this centennial year, actually Swami's centennial year is this, his centennial completion. Like we say, celebrate completion of Shashtyabdi. That's why it's called Shashtyabdi Purti. So his Shatabdi Purti is November 23rd, 2026. He entered the 100th year, November 23rd, 2025. So this is the actual centennial year is this year. And what an incredible blessing that the first Sahasra Chandi offering to Bhagavan Sri Satsai Baba is happening in the vicinity of Department of War. I have to be careful. This is a YouTube recording, I guess. So Swami has willed that the Shakti awakening is happening, and we are very, very fortunate that we are part of this continuous unbroken sadhana. And that is the only thing that keep us going, nothing more than that. You may have all kinds of other problems. Chhod do ye sab, don't get worried about all your health problems, wealth problems. Yesterday market crash, somebody was saying. I said, so what, sir? What is the point of and day after tomorrow it will rise again? Should I stop chanting Devi Matya market crash today? I cannot chant. That is not the point of it. Unbroken awareness. That's what the mantra is actually saying. Indra Ghosha is unbroken awareness. Dundubhyaya cha hananyaya cha drishnave cha pramushaya cha. That is unbroken awareness. When Bhagavan gives a call, and it happens in such a way that, I'm telling you very honestly, that everything is already pre-planned, and you know that. How you know that? Because somebody will come and say something to you which you thought, and it will 100% match with. Then you know, oh, this is not my thought. This is his thought. And see, for example, if you are having a dream, who gives the thoughts to all the characters in your dream? It is your mind that gives thoughts to all the characters in the dream, isn't it? Yes. Sairam, are you with me? Huh? Without
Correct,
your
correct.
mind, can the can the characters in a dream have their own dialogues and thoughts without you, without your mind? 100% not. Similarly, in the dream of the cosmic mind of Bhagavan, we are all characters being played, and then therefore he gives all the thoughts to everybody in his dream, and we are all simply enacting that. Okay? And so you are part of the dream. I am part of the dream. There is nobody unique. There is nobody unique. Everyone is part of the dream. Every Ritvik is part of the dream. Every individual that is learning, practicing, doing sadhana is part of the dream. And everyone who is not part of it are also part of that dream. Because it is his will that they are not part of the dream. I'm not discriminating. There is no discrimination there. If you are not part of the dream, you have to understand, oh, it is his will that I am not part of the dream. Don't feel bad about it, but then ask him the question, how did you will that I am not part of your dream? I want to be part of your dream. I want to be part of your dream. That is the beauty of Bhagavan. Jai Sai Ram. Okay, we'll close now. Yes. If there are no more questions, let's close. Swastif Prajabhya Paripalshyama.
ॐ श्री साईश्वराय नमः हरिः ॐ यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु स्वस्तिः प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शांति शांति शांतिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय
Jai
Sai Ram.